Well, good evening and thanks for watching 13 News Now at 6 on this Saturday. I'm Eugene Daniel.
And I'm Madison Schlegel.
We start tonight remembering the lives of the two officers who were killed in the line of duty in Virginia Beach. We're talking about Cameron Girvin and Christopher Reese.
Family, friends, and hundreds of officers paid their final respects in Virginia Beach today. The funeral service was an emotional celebration of life for the two fallen heroes. As Amazing Grace played this evening, hundreds of people remembered the lives of Christopher Reese and Cameron Girvin during a service at Rock Church in Virginia Beach. The church filled with family, loved ones, and law enforcement agencies from across the country. At the service, we heard from Virginia Beach Police Department Chief Paul Newdigate.
There's 800,000 officers throughout this country, and that seems like a large number. But when one of us gets hurt, we are a small community.
Chief Newdigate commending the officers' work on the Virginia Beach Police Department force, recognizing the men and women who defend the public streets every day.
The heart of the police department is the officers on the street, and that's Cam and Chris.
Cameron Girvin's wife, Jessica, thanking her husband for the years they had together and the love she'll give to their soon-to-be-born daughter.
I got to experience more love and life in our 9 years together than I think a lot of people do in a lifetime. And while today, I'm quite frankly very angry and really heartbroken, like many of you, I'm also immensely blessed to have been his best friend and wife, even if it wasn't for nearly long enough.
A family friend of Officer Christopher Reese extending his thoughts to the wives of the fallen officers, saying the community shares their grief.
To Mariah and Jess, your husbands were loved and are still loved by many people. We know that no words will ever fill that void in your hearts, but take peace in knowing that they have never left your side and will always be with you.
Officers Girvin and Reese relieved from their watch a final time by an honor guard.
This is the final call for 443 Charles, Officers Cameron Girvin and Christopher Reese. End of watch February 22nd, 2025, after losing their lives in the ultimate sacrifice. You have been relieved. Rest easy. We have the watch from here.
The end-of-life celebration concluded with people from the community paying their respects one last time to the two officers. Official fundraisers for the family have been arranged and are listed on our website.
And those funeral services for Officers Girvin and Reese just ended within the hour, followed by procession.
Shane Fordham is live along the procession route as the funeral parties leave the Rock Church. Shane, how are things looking?
Well, I'm live here by the intersection of Princess Anne and Kempsville Road, where the procession has just left Rock Church to head back to the funeral home not too long ago after what was truly an emotional service. The procession route was lined by blue American flags on both sides of the street. These flags each have a blue line as one of the stripes, which I'm told symbolizes support for law enforcement in honor of fallen officers Cameron Girvin and Christopher Reese, who are being remembered as heroes. Many people stood along this route by me and up the street a ways. The crowd grew significantly within the past 2 hours prior to the procession leaving. I spoke with some of these people who were out here choosing to publicly display and pay their respects. They told me they just felt it was important to be present for the family and the loved ones in the procession to see support for their fallen heroes. There was, of course, also a huge police presence at this funeral, which could be seen from where I am now. We saw officers not only from across the city, from across Hampton Roads, but also from across the entire Commonwealth. We saw hundreds of officers in dress blues lined up outside of the church before the service, all here to show support for members of their community. Multiple officers and community members told me that the police community is really a family, which is why they all showed up for their fallen brothers in blue. Now, the community is devastated by the losses of Officers Girvin and Reese, but today was a celebration of life. I'll have more tonight at 11. In Virginia Beach, Shane Fordham, 13 News Now.
Okay, Shane, thank you. And we look forward to hearing more, as there were hundreds, if not more, people who were there to show their respects to these two officers.
And as many as you saw this afternoon, the funeral proceedings for Officers Girvin and Reese included a military flyover, a ceremonial flag folding, 21-gun salute, and bagpipes.
Marta Berglund heard from retired Virginia Beach police officers on the traditions behind funerals for law enforcement officers, including those who died in the line of duty.
A line of duty death, it's full honors. After 27 years with the Virginia Beach Police Department, including time on the Honor Guard, retired officer Scott Humphrey says many of Saturday's funeral proceedings are deeply rooted in tradition.
They're done for purposes of honoring and making sure that we respect the fallen.
Retired officer Brian Luciano with the Virginia Beach Police Benevolent Association agrees.
This is just not pomp and circumstance. This is very important.
Memorials for fallen officers often draw parallels to military funeral services, with the Honor Guard often folding a flag, playing taps, and firing a 21-gun salute.
Many of our officers actually went up to Fort Myer in Northern Virginia. Much of what we do is modeled after the Army's 3rd Infantry Honor Guard Company that performs funerals at Arlington.
Humphrey and Luciano both told 13 News Now the traditional elements give families, the public, but also public safety workers a chance to process and mourn.
We still have to police the city. So that's what everyone has been focused on. And they haven't had the time to mourn. I can't listen to taps or bagpipes without thinking back to an officer's funeral. And those people that this is their first time, this is going to be the memory that they take with them forever.
All officers that wear the uniform are affected because they know that this could be them.
In Virginia Beach, Marta Berglund, 13 News Now.
And in a statement, a spokesperson for the Virginia Beach Police Department told us that planning memorials for fallen officers is an all-hands-on-deck process. They added the department has worked closely with both families to recognize and honor both officers according to their loved ones' wishes. And you can watch today's funeral today on 13 News Now Plus app. It's really easy to download. You can find it on your TV just by downloading it on your TV, and you can watch for free.